Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Now first thing, what I'd like to say is take a look at this. Hey? These are the new lights that I bought from Amazon for the garage, because even after painting it, it's not really helped the lighting situation anyway. So I've got one here and one here. And they're actually really good quality lights, and for 50 quid I can't really go wrong. So if you're new to the channel, please do me a favour, please hit the subscribe button down below, because that really helps me out. Just so you know, I am actually in the process of making a video on this car. I have started it, but I haven't really had decent weather, and every time we've had decent weather I've just been out doing other things anyway. So I'm planning on getting the finishing product done on this car so I can actually do a review of my Ford Focus RS. So in today's video I'm going to be attempting to bring back the shine on this Ford Fiesta gear. The colour is a moon dust silver, and it's a pretty nice colour, but as you can see in the video, it's really dull. The paintwork's looking crappy. It's just not a nice car to sort of look at really. Don't think the car's seen a clean in over 3 years, and also at the same time it's never been serviced in that time either. So the car needed a good service and also needed a good clean. As you can see, all the trims are missing from the driver's side, so the first thing I had to do was go onto eBay and find new parts for the car. I think in total it cost me about 50 quid to get all the parts sorted for the car, so not sort of too bad. The owner obviously was paying me for these parts. As you can see as well, there's so much moss that was growing around all of the black plastic trims, all around the windows, especially the front windscreen. I mean, there was a big blob of moss on there. As you can see, it's just looking disgusting. And I think, to be honest, the owner got so used to it that they just didn't really care. Also, there were some severe scratches on the rear passenger quarter that would need attending to. And also some really strange black spots on the car. So when I was washing it, you could actually really see that, you know, I can't explain it, but there was like these tar spots, but they weren't tar because they were literally all over the car. Please don't try and use this as a how-to video. I mean, by all means go out and buy all the products that I've used. These are just ones that I've found over the years that sort of work really well on the car. So the first step on the car was to degrease it. For this I used a really heavy duty all-purpose degreaser and the jet wash, and I think I must have jet washed it about 3 or 4 times just to get rid of all of the rubbish and crud that was accumulated on the car. I've got a few detailing brushes as well that I use to go around all the trims into all the intricate areas, and basically to try and get rid of as much as possible before actually going on to the clean. In the video you get to see loads and loads of moss coming out of all of the areas, and it was pretty disgusting to be honest, as this was kicking up on me. Every time I jet washed the car it would always seem to flick back and hit me. So once I'd finished degreasing the car, the next stage was for me was to fill up the snow foam bottle with quite a bit of snow foam and an all-purpose cleaner, and give the car a really heavy soaking in the solution. I left this to sit on the car for probably about 5 minutes or so I think, and then I went again around with all my brushes just to make sure that all of the intricate areas were all cleaned and got rid of as much crap as possible. So for the wheels I use the Auto Finesse iron out, and basically what this does is you spray it onto the wheels, and you can actually spray it onto the body panels as well. So when you spray it onto the car or the wheels, basically what it does is releases all of the iron deposits that get left into the surface. Once I've done that, I left it for, like I say, about 2 minutes. Then I jet washed the wheels off, to get rid of the cleaner. Next up, we used the Auto Finesse Imperial Wheel Cleaner. I sprayed that onto the tyres and onto the wheels, and then used all my brushes that I've got just to get into all the little areas, and then jet wash that off. Next up was the worst bit of the car cleaning process that I hate, and that's using the clay. But this is also the best bit as well, because this really gets all the ingrained dirt out and helps when you're polishing the car. So for this I used the Built Hand Butt Auto Clay and used this with soapy water as well. I think the process took me 2 to 3 hours, I reckon, just to go around the whole car, because it was that bad. It was covered in so much sap and tar and all sorts of weird sort of things that were coming off. But once that was done, the car was looking pretty good. So for the big scratch on the passenger side, I used the DA polisher with Meguiar's 205 cutting compound, and just an orange polishing pad that I've got as well. I used this on the car to really get into the deep scratch, gave it a few passes, and thankfully it came out pretty quickly. Once I'd finished that, I went over the whole car with just a black fire polish. It didn't really need cutting, and to be honest, I wasn't going for showroom finish results, and this is no show car by any means, but obviously I wanted to get a decent finish to the car, so I just polished the whole car with that. Once I'd finished that, I had to dress all the exterior trims with Meguiar's all-season dressing. This stuff's really good, but also really greasy at the same time, so a little goes a long way with this stuff. Seeing as the car hadn't had a service for the last 3 years, I thought that I'd buy all the parts and get a service done on it. So basically, as you can see, I'm changing the air filter here, which is probably one of the hardest air filters I've ever had to change on a car. With that, I did the fuel filter, oil filter, and the cabin filter as well, along with putting in some new oil to the car as well. Oil came out black and it was disgusting, and unfortunately I've got no footage of this. So once all the polishing had been finished, I then went around the car and give it a quick once over and give it a quick clean again, just to get rid of any of the polishing dust. After that, I waxed it with Collinite wax, and to be honest, I used all my cheap sort of polishes and waxes on this car, because I don't think it will see another clean in about 3 years anyway. Right at the end, the last thing I always like to do is the windows once it's all completed, and for this I use the Auto Finesse car glass polish. This stuff is really good polish to use on the windows, and it gets rid of any little sort of spots that you may get, any water spots. It'll get rid of all of those as well. So try to keep the video short and sweet. Again, please don't take this as a how-to video. I mean, you can follow the steps that I've done, but there's plenty of other videos out there that I've been watching that will help you sort of within the detailing a car. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can take something away from it with some like tips and tricks, but again, it's not really a how-to video. I'll get part 2 up this week as well, which is the interior and also the engine bay clean. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe to my channel because it really helps me out, and I'll see you in the next one.